everyone. So this will serve as our pre-recorded discussion or discussion for our lesson in second quarter. So these lessons will be your coverage in our examination for second quarter. Okay, so why I have this kind of pre-recorded discussion for you to easily access the discussion. And if you have inquiries or question, you can PM me in our GC. So let's start with the contemporary art forms classification. So actually this is serve as our summary in our previous topic. So as you can see, those topic is familiarized. Is you are familiar. You this topic is familiar in your side because I already done discussing this one. So let's start for visual arts. So as we all know, visual arts forms perceived by the eye. So meaning to say, you can easily describe a certain art in a visual art because you can see it. So what are those examples in visual art? We have painting, sculpture, and architecture. So I've already discussed that one. So there are two major kinds of visual arts. We have graphics arts and plastic arts. So for graphic arts, these are the visual arts that eventually followed some measurement. So with regards to their product, with regards to the product of the art, there are certain measurement. So visual art in graphic arts is supposed to follow a length and width known as two-dimensional art or 2D art. So that is graphic art. So, and aside from that, it is a flat art can be seen on flat surface. So example for a graphic arts are billboards and advertisement in magazines. And prints ad, commercial arts, painting, printing, drawing, sketching, mechanical processes, and so on and so forth is actually a part of graphic arts. So always remember that graphic arts followed a certain measurement and it is called as a two-dimensional art or 2D art. So aside from graphic arts, one of the kind of visual arts is plastic art. So when we say plastic art, it is also followed a certain measurement. So from the length, width, and volume. So if we compare it to graphic art is measured in length and width, while in plastic art it is measured in length, width, and volume. So meaning to say it is called as three-dimensional art. Why? Because the measurement is actually three. So if we compare it to graphic arts, meron lang tayong dalawang dimension, which is the length and the width. Okay? So from its plastic arts, of course, we have an example. So what are those examples for plastic arts? We have sculpture, architecture, landscape architecture, city planning design, set design, theater design, industrial design, crafts, and allied arts. So that was the examples for plastic arts. So aside from visual arts, one of the form or art form in classification of contemporary art is audiovisual art. So the differences between visual is literally visual is focuses or can perceive by your eyes, while audiovisual is a combination by both ears or audio. You can eventually listen with that, you can hear that kind of art, and eyes. So meaning to say probably it is composed by the video. So it is known as performing art. So meaning to say in the theater or there are certain performance that being performed in the audiovisual art. So what are those examples for audiovisual art? We have music, vocal, instrumental, and mix. Dance, of course, is an example of audiovisual art. Why? Because it is a combination by you can listen with the music and you can eventually see the performance of a certain art. So aside from dance, we also have at drama. So drama, like for example in the theater, the performances in the theater is an example of audiovisual art. So there are a lot of genre in drama. We have tragedy, comedy, melodrama, and etc. So last art or the art forms, classification of contemporary art as a literary arts. So when we say literary, meaning to say it is a piece, a work piece, or it is composed of words. Literary kasi. So art forms that are presented in the written mode and intended to be read. So that is why I've said it is literally focuses on a piece, on a word piece, because eventually you are all of your inside thoughts and your feelings, you can be show that one in literary arts. So example of that, we have prose, short story, novels, essay, and plays. And of course, poetry is one of the example of literary arts. So that it is. Okay, so this is eventually the summary for the traditional art. So what are those arts that in a certain stage or in a certain year? So I've already discussed that one, di ba? I have a virtual pertaining to the timeline of a certain art. So I will not be discussing this one kasi we've already discussed this. Okay? So that's it. This is actually a summary. So let's go now with your performance task. So eventually, if you are listening to this pre-recorded video, I want you to read this additional activities. Meaning to say, this is your performance task. So in your performance task, comparing to the first performance task that I've given to you, you will be focusing only on the music and art. So meaning to say, if you choose to have a performance task like music, you have to originally compose a 1 to 4 stanza of song or jingle with the theme hope. Hope ha, ang theme ng music mo, or if you will sing this kind of song, the theme would be hope. And if you will choose dance, choose traditional folk dance for step with the tune of any contemporary music genre of today. Make it as tutorial session via vlog criteria. So meaning to say, if you choose the performance task like dance, you have to choose, of course, a traditional folk dance. And while you are having or you are filming the performance task, you have to perform it, or you have to make it as a tutorial. Meaning to say, tinuturo nyo yung step by step, or you're making a vlog like tutorial in a performance task. Okay? So I hope you understand. So I will be giving some instruction in our GC for you to understand it more. So that is the discussion for the lesson 1 for second quarter prelim. Okay, it is much more like summarization for the past lesson. Okay, thank you very much. And if you have inquiries and questions, you can leave that one in our group chat, the Contemporary 11 for grade 11 and grade 12. So thank you very much.